Howdy, folks. They were playing Werewolves in Brothers War Standard. Shout out to Doctor Strange, but bad at magic, for submitting the deck, and let's get into some game. Okay, so our opponent is going first. They're going to catch us on a mulligan, though. Can't keep one green. This looks like a better hand. Tovolar after Ascended Pack Leader and a Braid. Definitely an easy keep, and definitely sending this Tovolar back. Our only problem here is that we don't have a perfect curve in that turn one, or at some point we're gonna have to make a decision about this tap land, but it looks like we kind of get bailed out by drawing this Carpathian Forest. Not an ideal draw. Certainly we'd rather have this is my journey. It's okay. Certainly we'd rather have an impact card there, but yeah, it's what it is. So not really expecting our opponent to play that many creature here, or something for us to kill. Maybe we should have kept up the Abrade. Just, I don't see them playing a artifact, and I really didn't see them playing something with 3 toughness. Oh my goodness. That's all they have. Oh my lord. All they have is a creature 3 toughness and an artifact. Ah, that's max pun. I don't even think I could have got more punished than that. Okay. I think we need to get this Howling Moon down. Give our pack leader +1, +2/+2 in attack. You can't crew with the Bank Buster, obviously, this turn, because it only has 1 power from Shigeki. You need 3 power to crew the Bank Buster, but now they have that. Now we can use the Abrade on the likeness if we want. Opponent's got lots and lots of value. See if they draw a card here or what they're feeling. Just passing the turn, okay. Just passing the turn. So, I don't think we can get an attack in this turn. We can make this a 4/3, but then basically just blocking everything. I think, yeah, we're just going to play this Tovolar, get the Daybound going, and then we're going to pass. Target this so they think I might be doing something. Just pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have a Fading Hope or some way to bounce our Tovolar back. Nope. Do have Fading Hopes in their deck, so. Now that you don't need to use the Fading Hope right now, they can use it on their turn after they've used all their mana drawing. They're probably looking for a land, probably going to replay the Shigeki. Oh, stop, okay. Do they not have lands? Maybe they're a little short on land. If they don't play a land here, we're definitely going to upgrade this back in Bank Buster. Okay, they do have a land. And Shigeki, okay. Get our wolf. So we want to get the Liberator down for sure. We don't have any way to give it a haste, though. That'd be really good if we give it a haste. We can't do that. Yeah, Ascended Pack Leader doesn't look great. I think we do just kind of want to get this Bank Buster gone. Move to combat. Give the Tovolar +1/+1. They can't block with this Topiary Stomper yet. And so they can untap 3 lands, but they can't if they block this. We don't have Trample here, so they could just send Likeness for. Oh, they're gonna just take it. Interesting. Okay, we'll draw a card there. Sidew's not bad. We already have the Frenzied Liberator, or Outland Liberator, to deal with artifacts or enchantments. Still don't have enough here. Yeah, we're going the +2 in the Trap Breaker. And we're attacking with both of these. And we want to kill the... They're just going to bounce the Shigeki. I think they're just going to bounce the Shigeki anyway, so we're definitely going to kill the life. Let's see what they plan to do with our blocks. Can obviously double block here. Just going to return the Shigeki already. Okay. So that they can block with the Stomper. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So we need to make it 8 power. So we'll go ahead and do that. This way we trade with both. Still draw our card. Leave our opponent with low board presence. Do we want to play this Beseiju? I think now we still don't want to, I don't think. Okay, that was not a bad turn. See if they have anything to get themselves out of it. They do have a Titan of Industry, okay. Opponents giving themselves the best chance. Titans, something they needed there. They needed some big... Something big. Oh, they're going to destroy the Howling Moon. Interesting. So I can give... Got 13, so I don't have lethal. Anyway, I slice it. But I get 1, 2, 3. So... Okay. Just trying to see if I can give any of these creatures enough to get through this Titan. It doesn't look like I can. But what I can do is just take this Titan and swing for lethal. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. Sorry, I must have forgotten it was in our hand or something. Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna do. Sorry that it took so long, folks. I was going through all the different iterations of what we could do, and it just Pax Betrayal just staring me right in the face. Take their Titan and swing with it. What am I doing? But alrighty, we'll get there eventually. You guys smash your head against the screen watching me do that. But alrighty, well that's why it's the first match of the deck, right? I mean, just you guys get to see the learning process along with me. That's kind of part of the fun of the job here. So alrighty, let's get into the deck. Alrighty, here for the deck tech. So you saw the deck in action a little bit there. You saw Howling Moon, one of the enchantments. It gives a Wolf or Werewolf +2/+2 until end of turn. Basically everything in our deck is Wolf or Werewolf, so it's very helpful in that regard. I don't know if we have literally a single thing that isn't. I would be shocked if we did. Doesn't look like we do. You also saw Tovolar, which is really the best card in the deck, and basically the reason to play Werewolves. You probably are familiar with this card by now, but the front side is a 3-mana 3/3, where if you deal common damage with the Wolf or Werewolf, you draw a card. Kind of like Gix, but restricted to Wolf types, and you have to pay life. But the backside, you get some more upside. So you still get that the combat damage trigger on the backside with Nightbound so in the day-night cycle. But you also get the Fireball effect +2. So Fireball +2 kind of thing where you target Wolf or Werewolf, you control gets +X/+0 and gains trample on the turn. But you have to pay a red-green. So however many mana you have, -2 is how much you can give, and you could give that to multiple different creatures. So if you wanted to just give a couple creatures trample, you can pay X at 0. Just give some creatures trample. Or you can just load up all in on one guy and do a bunch of damage that way. As you saw, we did to kill 2 creatures with the backside of Outland Liberator. The rest of the deck is pretty standard werewolf stuff. You know, you have Ascendant Pack Leader, prominent 1-drop in the werewolf deck. It grows as time goes on. When you play 4 or greater drops, you have a Braid as a pretty good removal spell. Outland Liberator gets rid of artifacts and enchantments. Also just a solid Grizzly Bear. Pack Song Pup. Usually, you know, kind of a Grizzly Bear with upside. You know, if you control another wolf or werewolf, just get a +1/+1 counter. Just keeps growing as long as you can have a board presence. Natural Moonrise is Tovolar. If you don't have Tovolar in the battlefield, you get +1/+0 trample, and whenever it deals common damage to a player, draw a card for 1 creature. So, you know, upside, downside for that. Pax Betrayal, you saw us use it to win the game, but basically an active treason effect. And if you have a wolf or werewolf, you get to scry 2. You know, a little bit of value there. Reckless Stormseeker. It's a hallmark of these red decks in general, but it also happens to be a werewolf, which is really nice. Gives anything haste and +1/+0, and if it's on the Nightbound side, gives anything haste and trample and +2/+0. We have Cemetery Prowler, which is kind of an odd inclusion in a wolf deck, I would say. Doctor Strange but bad at Magic said this is kind of just a hodgepodge. He was trying out cards here, trying out cards there. So this is one that strikes me as a little interesting. It's obviously a 3-mana, 3/4 vigilance creature, which stats aren't bad. It makes all your other cards cheaper if you exile that card. So really, you're trying to exile a creature with that Cemetery Prowler, so that way all your creatures become cheaper. You also have the Howlpack Piper, which just puts creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Really good. I mean, that's a good way to get some of these really busted creatures at the top end in for cheap. You have Arland. It's just a werewolf planeswalker. Volatile Arsonist. It's a 5-mana, 4/4 menace haste, kind of like a Stormbreath Dragon of old. Doesn't have flying, but menace is sort of pseudo evasion, and then when it attacks, deals 1 damage. To each of up to 1 target creature, player, and planeswalker. And the backside is just becomes a 5/5, and now it's 2 damage to each of those targets as well. Unnatural Growth is a really interesting card in this deck, because if you have a big board presence, it just doubles the power and toughness of each creature control in every combat. So even when you're playing defense, makes your stuff a lot bigger, which is pretty nice against a lot of the decks in the format. And then you have a big top end, Tovolar's Huntmaster. There's a big beefy creature that creates wolves when it enters as well. And the backside is it creates 2/2 wolves when it attacks as well. So pretty cool. A Rock Caretaker, another werewolf that you put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control at the beginning of your combat on each turn. And it also has hexproof. And this backside gives other permanents you control hexproof, which is pretty impressive. If you can get that going and keep the Nightbound cycle going, you can really lock your opponents out of spot removal spells, which is pretty nice. Doesn't happen that often with this deck, though, I would say. And you have Wolfkin Outcast, which it's probably the worst card in the deck. It's a 6-mana 5/4, so the stats aren't good, and it costs 2 less to cast if you control a werewolf. So then it's a 4-mana 5/4, and even then, 4-mana 5/4, which is where you're casting it most of the time. Not the best card in your deck. But that's what we're doing. You know, pretty standard werewolf stuff. I went over each of the cards because maybe it's been a while since you've seen this deck, or maybe you haven't seen exactly all these same cards in the deck. So I know there's some variation in this particular list. So I wanted to highlight all of those. But that's a general game plan. You have ways to go early, have a couple of ways to go later, and hopefully you're just beating your opponent down and getting them to 0 life. So that's the plan. Let's see if it can work out in some more games. Okay, our opponent has elected to go first, and this hand has some Pack Song Pups and braids and whatnot, so we'll try it out. Gonna need to probably draw a land or 2, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for sure. Opponent's the Marco. Nice little robot guy going on. I think we're gonna lead on this forest. Get the Pack Song Pup down. Opponent's probably on soldiers, obviously with the fortified beachhead. So our Pack Song Pups are going to be important. Let's see if we can grow them a bunch. Next turn, we're going to play another Pack Song Pup. Probably. It depends on what we think our opponent has. No blocks here from us. Yeah, their soldier deck here. Nothing from them. So they could have a counter spell. We don't really want them always play counters, but it's not a deck that really is gonna keep a hand that you can't do anything on turn 3 after not doing anything on turn 1. So I feel like they probably have some sort of interaction here. So for that, I'm gonna just play this Paxon Pup. Maybe they have the Raise the Alarm type card. And if that's the case, don't really feel like trading my pup for it. So see what they have. Zephyr Sentinel. Okay. So they would have definitely been able to block our pup. Opponent's playing the Denic again. Okay. Kind of want to kill the Denic, but they can just replay it. I'll try to get this Tovolar down. Give the Paxon pups +1/+1 each, and then try to attack. That's the plan. That way, if they kill one of the pups, we still probably can draw a card. It's just weird that our opponent is leaving up so much mana. They must have a +1/+1 effect or something. It's about the back. Okay. That could have been a lot worse, honestly. That could have been a lot worse. Definitely want to play this mountain now, though. Pretty happy to have drawn a land there. It's about the back. Interesting. Okay. No blocks from us. Both gaining a bunch of life, though. Got a lot of options. It's currently night, so we would get the backside of Arlen, so we could plus it and then have a Braid mana, which I kind of like. We're going to do that. If our opponent wants to spend mana on killing not us, I think we're pretty happy about that. I think our opponent plays Wandering Emperor. It's just weird that they have everything at flash speed. Just a little hesitant. But we'll send in with both. Opponent doesn't look to have anything here. Yeah, not entirely sure what's going on with our opponent. See if they attack our Arlen this turn or not. Opponent has just had so many turns where they just haven't done anything. I would be shocked if they're this flooded. They have played a land every turn of the game. We haven't. So we're down 2 land drops at this point since they played first. They go at Arlen. We'd be happy if they went at Arlen. Attacking us. I don't think we can block. Tovolar just makes too many cards. I'm just not really sure what our opponent is out and up to here. So these would be 10. So this is a lethal attack. Opponent has to have a Fading Hope or something to deflect this attack, you would imagine. They can return the Zephyr Sentinel. Or the Denic with the Zephyr Sentinel. I think we're just going to try to kill the Sentinel right now. Let them return that to hand and just deal lethal damage. Man, I'm not really sure what was in our opponent's hand that entire game. They almost got us because I was just playing around. Seemingly nothing, I guess. I mean, they didn't have a slip out the back there. I thought maybe that's what they would be holding, but if they had a slip out the back, we'd still be able to get damage through there, since the Denic was tapped. So I thought we were safe there, but I was reading them for a slip out the back, but they just didn't have it. I'm not really sure what was going on. It would be interesting to see that game from our opponent's perspective. Okay, so our opponent's going first, but this is a pretty good hand here, so we're happy to keep this. Turn 1 pack leader into turn 2 pack song pup. We're pretty happy with. They could definitely have cut down here for the pup. It didn't look like, or for the pack leader. It looks like they didn't have it. Bankbuster, sure. Throw our pup. Pass the turn. Next turn we have this Outland Liberator that can kill this Reckoner Bankbuster, especially if they play a threat here or do something to tap out. It's a good draw. Now if our opponent wants to prevent us from drawing cards, they're going to have to take damage. Taking damage means we draw cards, so we're happy with that. It's a good exchange for us. We have a pretty good board presence. They're looking for like a... I'm not really sure like what card they'd be looking for to really hammer us here. With a Wrath sort of thing. How much do I care about this Reckoner Bankbuster? That's the question. If they're drawing cards, what they're not doing is killing my creatures. So, ooh, I missed out on a mana there. That's damage there. That's my bad. Ooh, that was bad. That definitely could matter. I'm not sure what our opponent has. They don't have a Wrath. They don't have enough to win the game. I mean, just a good start from us. Opponent was on the back foot that entire time. Turned out to be good for us. GG's. Okay, we're definitely going first, but this hand ain't it. So we're gonna mulligan. Hand's not a lot better. Definitely a... Oh, man, I don't want to go to 5, but this hand is not good. I'm gonna put down this Piper. Just get down this Veil and pass. Next turn, the Outland Liberator. Really, if we draw like 4 lands in a row, we're going to be doing well. Well, that's a good start. Opponent's on Forest. Their name is Demir Mastermind, so they're already up to some trickery there. Loam Speaker, sure. Yeah, I think we are going to kill that. And hopefully we draw a land. And next turn, we're going to keep up the 1 mana for the Outland Liberator if they have an enchantment here or an artifact. That is not one of those. Going for the attack. No block play. Another one. No land there top. This is definitely tough. If we had a land there and we're able to play the Howlpack Piper and threatening a Tovolar's Huntmaster, we'd be really in good shape. It's not the case, though. Leaf Crown Vision. This is an elf deck. Beast Caller is not an elf, though. I think we're just going to lose to no lands here. We're going to pass it, flip these Liberators, though. Make them 3/3s. Now when they attack, we can get some damage on these treasures if they don't use them. See if they cast 2 spells here or not. It's pretty likely they do. They only cast 1 though, and it's like something gigantic. Oh. Okay. Sure. I think I'm gonna double block this Gala Greeters. Opponent has a lot of mana. Don't think killing this treasure is going to matter at all. I don't think anything we're going to do is going to matter at all, to be honest. Opponent has lots and lots of mana. They can cast elf spells and draw cards all day. So the only way we win this basically is if they don't have an elf spell for a while. And if that's the case, if this is their board, I mean, I don't think they're gonna attack with their Leaf Crown Visionary, so I think we're gonna attack and just kill this treasure. I just don't think there's gonna be a real opportunity for us to block too many things. If our opponent spends all their mana on one huge creature. Oh. That's not good. Oh, I should have killed. I don't know why I didn't kill it. I'm gonna die because of it. GG's. GG's. Tough game. I didn't play that great. Tough game though. Didn't draw land soon enough. Yeah. Our opponent's going first here, but this hand is not bad if we draw some lands. That's the plan here. Draw some lands. Opponent mulligan once. They'll be on 6 probably. You don't see people mulligan twice too often. In standard, they just kind of keep whatever they have at 6 usually. It's not correct necessarily, but you do see it happen a lot. Oop, meant to cast this Paxong Pup. Next turn, we'd really like to get something, a land, untap land to cast this Stormseeker or Tovolar. Fable, sure. There's the untapped land. Can you give itself +1/+0 so we can get going? Opponent is going to choose to block. Is not going to choose block. Going to choose to have the mana. Okay. Means this next turn I get a Tovolar. The thing we're really scared about is if they play a Sheldred here. Okay. Definitely could have a Sheldred. Keep a 6 land hand is probably something you'd be keen on keeping. I'll go for the third. Okay. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. See if they have a second layer play. Doesn't look like it. Yep, we're just playing our Tovolar. Pretty simple play from us. Does our opponent have a removal spell here? Okay, they have Riveteer's Charm for us. You know, want to keep drawing lands. Problem here is now we have a lot of red mana on the battlefield, solo red mana. So these unnatural growths are looking a little stuck in our hand. The Braid wouldn't be bad, but just a tap green source wouldn't be bad either. Okay, I would really like an untapped land, untapped green source, preferably next turn. Opponent's getting all the mana they could ever want, though. Oh, only get in with 1. They want a blocker, perchance? Interesting. They just have several removal spells, maybe? Yeah, can I get the Wolfkin Outcast going? Probably gonna kill our Crasher, okay. Exile it! So you don't even get the card draw. Interesting. Definitely could have attacked there, but I want to further incentivize our opponent to not send in with the original Goblin Shaman, so I don't take as much damage. Opponent definitely has the mana to cast stuff here, so they aren't doing it because it's another removal spell, which this Tovolar's Huntmaster will be good against if we ever draw the land to play it. Okay, so we're definitely going to expect to see... So I wanted to keep back one of these creatures, so that's why I didn't attack with the Slasher. Maybe I should have attacked with both, but one could just be on all lands too. Definitely possible. This 6-card hand draw all lands special. Land and removal spells. I'm stuck on this 5 mana though. We'll block attack for sure. Burn down the house. 3 devils, sure. What are they swinging in with? Interesting. Gives it trample, so I should give it here. And I think I should attack with everybody. Kill the reflection. And no planeswalkers. Copying a 1/1. Interesting. Think they know it has trample. Opponent's realizing they're going to lose the entire board here if they want to block. Okay. I think those are the correct blocks from our opponent. Lets them snipe down a few of our creatures. Leaves them with an empty hand, though, and still a lethal threat on board. So let's see what they're up to. I'm gonna need a good draw here. They have the mana to cast absolutely anything in their deck, so definitely is possible to come back from this position. Let's say they need somebody to kill this pup right away. They can't find it. And GG's. Even though we had a handful of cards we just straight up couldn't cast. We were able to get there. The Vault Auktionist put us over the top, so you know, we'll take that. GG's. GG's. Alrighty. Let's hit the wrap up. And we're back with a wrap up for Werewolves. In the deck performed really well. We won a bunch of games, and it's cool because it's not exactly the stock werewolf deck you always expect. You don't see every card we have here in the stock werewolf deck. I think that's just pretty neat. I think each card actually did pretty well. The only card I want to say we didn't really get to see do its thing was Cemetery Prowler, and we also never cast Avabruck Caretaker. Oh, and the Howlpack Piper as well. Those were the cards. I guess there was kind of a fair few lists. We kept drawing the same cards over and over, but we drew a lot of Tovolar. It was excellent. Outland Liberator did some work. Pack Leader was alright. It's a 1-mana 2/1 that has some upside. Arlen was really good when we played it. And Paxong Pup was just one of the best cards in the deck, just always getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The neat thing about this deck is because you have some 1-ofs here, some 1-ofs there, it really keeps your opponent guessing. And being in best of 1 standard, I think you can kind of get away with these 1-ofs, and they can sometimes steal you a game, like the Pax Betrayal stole us a game when we took that tiny advantage. We were favored, but on that turn we were not winning without the Pax Betrayal. Believe me, I was trying to do the math in my head before I realized, oh shoot, I have a Pax Betrayal in my hand. I could just cast this and win the game easily here. So that's basically the story. It's a shout out to Doctor Strange, but bad at Magic, for submitting the deck. I think it's a really interesting take on werewolves. I don't necessarily think it's the best list you could choose for werewolves. It's probably better than the one I could create. But maybe another viewer out there has a more refined list that they're really feeling. Could be an upgrade over this. I'm not sure if you do. You could share that in the comments. But yeah, deck was a blast to play. We did pretty well, and. I just have a lot of fun playing these decks that have a really strong base. You know, the werewolves have a lot of big punch. They punish your opponents for doing nothing, but also have some fun elements with the Arland, with the Howl Pack Piper dropping a Tovolar's Huntmaster, with the Pax Betrayal, the Volatile Arsonist being a one of. It's kind of fun. So I like that. If you're watching to the end of this video, hopefully you liked it. And if you found it valuable, please drop a like and a subscribe. It helps the video or the channel in general reach more people, so we get more people to submit decks and get cool ideas like the one you're watching now. If you like this deck about werewolves, maybe you'll like our last video about blue-white defenders. So you can see how that deck went on the end card right here. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.